Roadhouse.
The remake of the 1989 cult classic. Of course, in the original, you have Patrick Swayze as Dalton. The bouncer who will play nice. Be nice. And I will tell you when not to be nice. Anyway, and of course, in this new version, you got Jake Gyllenhaal playing that character. And the thing is, as much as I just quoted the original film about being nice and all that, let's not pretend, and I'm going to say this in June when The Crow comes out, so sneak peek for that. Let's not pretend that Roadhouse is the fucking Godfather. Because every time there's a new remake, everyone goes, why? That movie's such a classic. It's so perfect. Why can't they just leave things alone? I'm like, guys, and this is going to be the same thing when it comes to Highlander in a couple of years. It's not, the original Roadhouse is not fucking Shakespeare. So them remaking this, I'm like, okay, cool, fine. And for a good old action, guys just getting beaten up, and you have like Dalton, who's the whole concept of Dalton in both versions is that he's the bouncer who will break your bones. He will slap you. I mean, in this movie, he slaps hard. He's just like, instead of punches, he just goes and slaps you. And he breaks your bones and make you bleed and break your arms and all that kind of stuff. But he'll, ask about concerns and, where's the nearest hospital, and he'll take you to the hospital. He's nice. He is polite. But he's also going to beat the crap out of people. He's the nice bouncer who's not afraid to punch. And he'll also teach the other colleagues how to deal with your violent drunks of the night that happens maybe once in a while, every night or so. And I mean, that's essentially what the movie's about. I mean, it's about Dalton, who goes to this roadhouse that is having a very hard trouble of dealing with violent, bar fights, and Dalton pisses off the one people who want the roadhouse to be gone because of capitalism, because of which asshole, and the witch asshole is like, we need to take care of this Dalton. If we can't take care of Dalton, get him out of town, or get him killed, we can push our plans to remove the roadhouse to make a hotel for witch assholes. And then I'm like, first, that's a very 80s plot. I won't lie. Oh, why are you bad? Why you want to want this thing to go on? Oh, you just want to build something. Capitalism. Right, cool. That's a very 80s thing. Also, the other 80s thing, which I will mention as well. And so you just have obstacle over obstacle over obstacle, fight after fight after fight. Some bar fights in the roadhouse, some fights that are not inside. People who think they can take care of Dalton, but he can just knock them out by does a circle hand twist. And in this version, I forgot if they explain how Swayze's Dalton is able to fight. But in this, he's the Gyllenhaal Dalton. He is a UFC fighter, like an ex-UFC fighter, which is kind of funny. That I was like, how do you get a UFC fighter? Who's going to be the big obstacle? Well, we get an actual UFC fighter because he got Conor McGregor in this film. But watching this remake, I don't lie, I had fun with it. I thought it was kind of neat. I thought it was a good, I know there's a lot of hubbub about this film because the director said, Amazon, promised us a theatrical release, but Amazon said, well, we offered you 50 for theatrical, but we told you if we took the 80, we'll put it on streaming. And you took the 80. So something in the contracts and some miscommunication stuff was happening. So basically, I know there's a little bit of hubbub about that, but the movie itself, I thought was fun. I thought it was for a good old fashioned, people getting their ass beaten action movie. I thought it was quite well put together. I mean, the only paragraph of this movie is Conor McGregor. Like, Conor McGregor, it feels like Doug Logman, who's the director of the film, is like, look, it's Whitehouse, and we're taking a more grounded, maybe slightly more serious approach than the original did. We need someone to, walk in with 80s cheese. So we'll get Conor McGregor be like the big, like, obstacle character that, Dalton needs to be up and is going to give Dalton away his money and going to be the big obstacle. And when it comes to the action sequences, it's great. It's good. There's two, like, fights in the White House. It's just, like, so well put together, well choreographed. I couldn't help but be like, oh, for once, Doug Logman is not using shaky cam for hand-to-hand fight scenes. Because every time, like, if it's Boy Ultimatum, Mrs. and Mrs. Smith, Edge Samoa, he has a habit of doing do a little bit of shaky cam, and this he's just like steady cam, just wides and mids, and maybe the odd MCU mid close up for all those people. MCU does not, for film making techniques and shots, that does not stand for Marvel Cinematic Universe. I just want to put it out there, guys. But you're able to see it. I was like, oh my god, it's great. Oh, awesome. But Conor McGregor, the man can't act. He just can't. Why you put me? Don't have any too close. I was like, "How's your baby? How is cracking?" And I'm like, okay. I'm like, doesn't fit for this movie, and he is the cheese bowl of this version of Warehouse. But the rest of, like, the action, there's even like boat chases, and there's even like a little bit of a fire inside a boat. It's a little bit bloody, it's a little bit violent. It's MA here just for the cursing, which I'm like, you know what, I can see that. It's more like, Pinhead, just seeing the end of it. Even though I did laugh at the end where it's the whole, Dosha, you need to leave town. I'm like, can I go to the hospital first? Can I, like, my eye is swollen. I feel like shit. I'm limping. Can I, love of God, go to the fucking hospital? No, I can't. Well, that sucks. Gyllenhaal plays a really good performance as Dalton in this. You also got, what's her name? She was Westcatcher 2 in the Suicide Squad, the James Gunn Suicide Squad. I forgot her name, but and also she was in like Fast X and all that kind of stuff. But she's in it. She's pretty good in this as well. It's just a girl, for a girl, like, things get, punch out in a span of 2 hours. It flew by. I won't lie. I had a neat time. I thought, this is kind of neat. This is a good laid back type of movie, which I will say, if you're a fan of the original, this is not a remake that you are going to regret watching. I will say that it's not a remake that you are going to regret watching, because you're going to have a swell time.